The 2026 Pittsburgh Pirates season is on the horizon. It's so close you can almost taste it, right? Just over 3 weeks from this recording, pitchers and catchers will report to Southern Florida to kick off Pirates spring training and bring an end to what has been a very busy offseason for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're one of the teams that has been the most talked about from the end of the year in November all the way up to the middle of January, where we stand right now. They're still in the conversation. We'll get to that in a second. But the good thing is about all of this is they held true to their word. Early in the offseason, the Pirates organization put forth kind of a directive that it was going to be a busy winter, that they were going to make moves, that they were going to improve this offense. And they did pretty much everything they set out to do. They held true to their word. There have been plenty of additions made, not just on the field, but off the field as well, to the coaching staff. You have a new pitching coach. You have a new assistant pitching coach. You have a new third base coach. You have a new bench coach under Don Kelly. But on the field, you added to your offense in a significant manner, headlined by the trade for Brandon Lau and the signing of Ryan O'Hearn, the first multi-year free agent signing in a decade. Not only that, but they added to their bullpen as well. So they have made strides this offseason to bolster this MLB roster. That's not to say that they're done. They still have some work to do, and all indications are they're still trying to add to this roster before the season starts. I think we all understand that they need another bat. Most likely, that bat slots in as your everyday third baseman. The rumors, the whispers have been all surrounding third baseman Eugenio Suarez. Ken Rosenthal of Fair Territory was just talking about it on Monday morning, saying it's not really money that's blocking Eugenio Suarez from choosing the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's really just the fact that the Pirates haven't built up enough credibility as a contender for Suarez to want to sign there. And that's fair. I think we can all agree that that's fair. But that's exactly what the Pirates are trying to do in taking big swings. You can believe it if you want, or you could disbelieve it if you want, that the Pirates went after Kyle Schwarber, that the Pirates went after Kazuma Okamoto, that the Pirates are going after Eugenio Suarez. I believe they have, but they have to build that credibility. This was offseason number one towards that goal, and this is going to be a big year in 2026 toward that goal as well. So I think they need another power bat, a third baseman, and Suarez would be a terrific fit. I think they need another starting pitcher. They need an innings eater because it's really Mitch and the kids right now. Mitch Keller can give you a full complement of innings this season. Paul Skeens can give you that, but it'll be his first year doing so. Right? He came up in May back in 2024. Last year, he played the whole season, but as you could tell, there were a little bit of innings restrictions. This is his first year where the reins are off, and that's great. And I'm excited to see what that looks like because it could be insane. But again, behind him, it's a lot of kids and a lot of pitchers that are going to have innings restrictions. Bubba Chandler, Braxton Ashcraft, Thomas Harrington if he gets a shot, Hunter Barco if he gets a shot, Jared Jones whenever he's able to return. It's a lot of guys on innings restrictions. So it makes sense that the Pirates would go out and try to find another veteran, maybe lefty starter, because that has been the free space on the bingo card ever since Ben Cherington has become the general manager of the Pirates. So I'd imagine that's addition number 2 that's still waiting in the wings. And the third one is the subject of this video. What about Andrew McCutchen? What about Andrew McCutchen? The guy remains a free agent with 3 weeks to go until spring training. And from the outside looking in, the reason that he would remain a free agent, especially if you check out his X account, is that he's waiting on the Pirates, is that he wants to be a Pittsburgh Pirate. And I understand last year, the offense, historically bad, one of the worst in all of baseball. And they've done a lot of work to improve it, but it was rough in 2025. But despite that fact, you look at Andrew McCutchen, and this is a guy that in a lot of important categories was near the top of your entire team offensively. He was tied for second in games played, 135, which is wild when you're talking about a guy in his late 30s. He was second on the team in plate appearances at 551. He was second on the team in hits at 114. He was third on the team in home runs with 13 on the season, and he was third on the team in RBIs with 57. Now, those numbers aren't eye-popping when it comes to the actual numerical value of what he was able to add up, but you still look at him, and last year, in a year where there was no protection in that lineup, he was able to kind of lead the charge. For what little offense you had, he was a big part of it. You bring him back this year, and I'd imagine he's going to steadily put up pretty consistent numbers again. Now, here's the thing about this entire situation. The patience made sense initially. The Pirates, over the last couple of seasons, have gotten this deal done very early in the offseason. And there's a good piece by Jason Mackey of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette kind of outlining how this should go. And I encourage you to read it. In fact, I've linked it in the description below. But the patience this offseason has made some sense. I understand why they've kind of waited on this deal. You need to get your quote-unquote big business done early. That's the Brandon Lau trade. That's the Yostinson Garcia trade. That's the Ryan O'Hearn signing. You wanted to get those new pillars into this organization before you started bringing back players from a failed offense in 2025. But the time is running out here. We're just a few weeks away from pitchers and catchers, and Andrew McCutchen wants to play. He wants to play in 2026. I already mentioned it. If you look at his Twitter, he wants to play in Pittsburgh. But I'd imagine that if he can't play in Pittsburgh, he's going to play somewhere else. He's not going to just hang him up because the Pirates didn't come calling. That makes no sense whatsoever. So I think there needs to be some concessions made. On the Pirates side, they need to bring back Andrew McCutchen. That's the concession. Sign McCutchen. Whatever you're waiting for, put McCutchen to the front of the line and get it done. It shouldn't take that long. The guy wants to play, and he wants to play for you. It's not a long line of players that fit into that category. Andrew McCutchen is one of them. Get it done. So the Pirates need to stop being so patient here. They need to just bite the bullet, make the signing. But on Cutch's side, he needs to accept some reduced playing time. It's a hard thing to do for a guy that was an MVP, a perennial contender for MVP, and just an all-around stud for the majority of his career. But if you look at the additions the Pirates made, a lot of them just happen to be in positions that take away plate appearances from Andrew McCutchen. He spent the majority of last season as the Pirates DH. They got a lot of guys that they're going to try to utilize that DH spot to get him plate appearances. Ryan O'Hearn is the big one. When he's not at first, he's going to be at DH or he's going to be in right field, but the majority of the time, it's going to be first or DH. Spencer Horwitz demands a lot of playing time as well. He was one of the Pirates' better hitters, similar to Cutch last season, but he brought a little bit more power, and that was after not playing really at all through spring training in the first month of the season, dealing with that wrist injury. In right field, it's Brian Reynolds. So you're not really going to take Reynolds off the field all that much for Andrew McCutchen, and when you do, you're probably going to put him at DH. So there is going to be limited opportunity for Andrew McCutchen in Pittsburgh. But here's the thing. He sees that. He's not stupid. He's been paying attention. He sees the signings that have been made, and he knows the opportunity that lies in front of him in Pittsburgh if he signs. So I don't think this is really a concession, because I think Andrew McCutchen already understands the assignment. At the end of the day, the Pittsburgh Pirates have playoff aspirations in 2026. You can laugh if you want to, but they are serious playoff aspirations considering the offseason that they just had. Andrew McCutchen should be here to help them realize all of those goals. He should be here to help push them into the postseason for the first time in a decade. It should be him helping lead that locker room alongside Paul Skeens, alongside Brian Reynolds, alongside Mitch Keller. Andrew McCutchen should be in Pittsburgh in 2026, and I hope we see it soon. I really do. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Going to try to give you a new Pirates video every single week on this channel. So if you enjoy this content, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, like, and share it as well, because that goes a long way in helping us here at this channel. But that's it for this video. We'll see you guys next time.